Hello Sophie.
Hello, hi, it's Sophie. Welcome or welcome back. It's very rainy. I feel like I haven't seen the sun in days. I'm grumpy lumpy. I'm taking too many medications whose side effects are fatigue, nausea, and dizziness. And my hair is growing back, so I look like a medieval nun whose hair was cut with some blunt kitchen shears. Anyway, this is a reading vlog. Comprendre pourquoi. Remembering Whitman from it? Question mark. Is it a mark of my egocentric? I'm currently flattened. I feel utterly unable to do anything, basically. I'm not doing nothing, but I'm really flattened. I'm also not reading very much as a result. I am reading, but I am finding it hard to get super enthused and to read for long periods of time. So I started Enter Ghost by Isabella Hammad several days ago, last week, and it's a book-length book. It's not super short, but it's not super long. It has taken me much longer than necessary to read it. I need to finish it soon because I need to return it to the library in a couple of days, so I'm going to try to finish it in the next 2 days because I would like to finish it. I'm about halfway through. This is about an actress who lives in London and has grown up predominantly there. She is of Palestinian origin and she is returning, to a certain extent, to Haifa to see her older sister. And as such, kind of returning to her family's homeland and also returning to her own memories as a child visiting family there. It's called Enter Ghost because once there, she gets kind of pulled into a production of Hamlet. It's taking me too long to read, and I think I am doing it a disservice as such. I don't think it's really the book's fault. I think it is more my own, and you know, so be it. You're gonna meet a book when you meet a book. It's okay. I'm quite enjoying especially considerations of memory and identity and the kind of constructed identities of people throughout different parts of their lives, and of course as a political entity, the preconceptions that Sonia, our main character, has about who she is, who she needs to be, who she's returning to, etc., and kind of being confronted by that. I came across a phrase in an interview in Poetry magazine that I was looking back over that kind of crystallized this idea. This is actually the title of an interview with Kwame Dawes, and it's called "Every Imagining of a Return is a Myth." And that seemed to me very resonant in terms of some of the themes in Enter Ghost as well. Speaking of Poetry magazine, I've decided in the past couple of days to go back through my archive a little bit, and this is a book in which I do kind of collage stuff, but I keep my poetry magazines in my library and they're nice and pretty and everything, but I've actually been starting to cut them up and keep some things that I find interesting, because keeping things pristine is wonderful, but then I don't actually interact with them. So I've decided that I should just cut up some things sometimes. I'm not going to be cutting up books, certainly not library books, but even my own books. However, I can cut up magazines. It's okay. It's legal. And I think I will actually interact with those words more often than if I just keep them locked away under glass. So that's been a kind of recurring project, and it's been nice to return to back issues that I had tabbed specific parts of to return to, and then guess what? Never return to them. So I'm trying to do that a little bit more. Speaking of poetry, I started a few days ago also Exilée, Temps, Morts. This is a collection of selected works by Theresa Hak Kyung Cha. I've mentioned her previously several times on this channel. I've mentioned Dictée, her only kind of famous book arranged by her, which made my list of favorite books that I read in 2024. And I love that piece of, speaking of collages and home returning and self-perception, that is a fabulous multimedia work of history and poetry and memoir and pictures. And this is similar. This is spanning kind of all of the latter part of her career, of her short career. And it's being organized by the curators. It incorporates a lot of poetry and writing, but also photography, kind of found pieces, some of her writing on paper, if I can find anything, or some of her kind of object goods. So it's been really interesting to dive into a little bit more Theresa Hak Kyung Cha, because I love her work. And it's just lovely to come across a little bit more of it. This is such a heavy book because it's all very laminated. It's a beautiful book. I'll probably finish it before the end of the week. Do I have anything else that I want to mention? No, for now that's it. Talked about French short stories earlier today, and I'm going to talk about some French poetry. On my way to meet up with Reba and Yenna. Come into frame, babies. Hey, buddies! Say something to the fine people of my channel, please, since I like strong arm you here. Do you have a hot take? Do you have a book that you're currently reading? Do you have a loved one that you want to say hello to?
Oh,
do you want to be saved?
I need to do this on behalf of my son.
Oh yeah. There you go. We're doing this interview. We're in a public place. Great.
Job complete.
Oh, your son wanted you to remove Reba from
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. It's better this way. Oh, so
hair.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the new. Yeah, this is my personality now.
Yes.
This is it.
Books. As somebody
prepare.
who used hair color as a personality for like a year and a half.
No, I got it when it came out of the toner. I was like, oh, I'll be insufferable the next week.
As you should be. As you should be.
Like any mirror,
you deserve
window, like reflection. Like,
who is that girl?
Oh. So what was your coloring?
It's so cute.
So
Thanks.
nice.
It makes me so jealous.
We can start dyeing. You've got hair to dye.
I'm not doing it for a while.
No, probably not
Maybe
another
I'm not.
chemical.
Yeah,
We've got enough going on. I'm reading VanderMeer's. I'm like almost done with Southern Reach, but the current book, the third book I have, has a very it's a cool pink in it, and I feel very
nice.
extra
Is
cute.
it the new ones? No.
I have the old. I started collecting the series right before the anniversary launch, and so I already owned the first 3 books of the old covers, but I have the 4th one in the new cover.
I love all of them.
All of them.
Great.
They're all good. Yeah, but I feel like eventually I'm gonna have to complete the 4 with all the new covers. But
so we'll be watching out for the final installation of the new weird analysis.
It's coming. It's coming eventually.
I will be linking to their 2 previous ones.
Yeah. There's two
I'll
previous ones.
put that in the show notes.
I don't know.
They're great.
I like to think my videos get better, so I'm like, I don't know if they're. You don't need to necessarily promote the old ones.
What are you reading currently, if anything?
I just read Bloodchild, Octavia Butler.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
So I just read that one literally 2 nights ago when I was in like the throes of pain. I sprained my ankle. Did you know that it hurts? It hurts like hell spraining your ankle. And then I don't know why I read Bloodchild, but I just read like the ebook for it. And I was like, I'm feeling this vibe. I don't know where, like I have no words for this, but it's just pain. I'm vibing with the pain. I'm riding through it.
Good. You gotta write it.
Yeah. And it's like, and other stories. So I'm going to continue with the rest of the
And
stories.
other
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So you've only read the Bloodchild
Yeah.
first story.
Yeah.
The collection is wild.
It is wild.
It's wild.
I'm like, what is happening? Oh, I see what's happening. Wait, why is this happening? What?
Yeah.
That's part of the fun of the pain.
I'm intrigued. I've never read them. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm sold.
I have to say it.
You do. It's good.
Bibliosophie. Bibliosophie. Bibliosophie.
Bibliosophie.
Thank you. You are kindly. My aching body.
I'm sad for never knowing courage, and I'm sad for the stilling of fear. The experience to bring us. I finally finished a book this month. I finished this morning Enter Ghost, and believe it or not, it is almost mid-April, and it is the first full book I have finished, which is far slower than my usual reading pace. So be it. I have been nibbling at various things, so that's partially to blame, and as I mentioned previously, I have been reading less and more slowly. So be it. I'm glad I finished this. I mentioned last time I was talking about it, the kind of fraught myth and mythos of home and return. And that's the case kind of no matter what, return to a family place, return to the past, return to kind of a previous life. But of course it is a particularly fraught and difficult thing when we're talking about Palestine and Palestinian identity. So I mentioned last time that our main character Sonia is returning to Haifa using air quotes, and what I mean by that is that she is kind of alienated from several of her identities and her lives, both as a London actor and now in Haifa, in her family, in her theater troupe. So she, as a main character who's both an insider and an outsider, is a very interesting lens to explore that fraught relationship with self and home and belongingness, but also the other characters. It's a theme that gets explored and expanded in kind of all of the characters and in the different subtle facets of their belongingness and their relationships to one another, the various levels of and strata of belongingness that the different characters have in this. Another major and connected strand is the role of art in politics, in existence, in fighting, the role of theater in particular in this case, which of course is of great interest to me as an artist. So I'm glad I have finally finished a book, and I'm glad that it was this one. I still haven't finished the Theresa Hak Kyung Cha. I will probably pretty soon. What else have I got to say? I've been trying to write. I have a renewed kind of kicking myself into a bit more discipline. I have largely been writing almost every day this year. That has been eroded a little bit in the past month or so. So there have been several missing days, which is perfectly fine, but I'm trying to have a little bit more discipline about it. Part of that is a renewed discipline through being inspired by Charlie, who posted earlier this week his journal ecology, his kind of notebook, not ecology, ecosystem, excuse me. And in fact, he was partially inspired by Petya, who has now a YouTube of her own. I'll link to both of their videos because I think you'll find it very interesting. I don't have much of an ecosystem, actually. I have gathered the closest thing I have to an ecosystem. I have my journal, which I write in almost every day, basically every day. I've been trying. And I did manage to convert some thoughts into a short Substack post a couple of days ago. And I'm going to do another one tomorrow, the next day. Ideally, I have, as I mentioned, this sort of collage-y book, and I'm trying to actually write lists of things to do. I'm trying to keep myself a little bit more organized in that way. So this is the closest thing I have to an ecosystem, but basically everything goes into this. If you want me to do a more detailed breakdown, maybe I will, but it's honestly not that interesting in my case. I remain extremely erratic in my energy levels. I was so giddy to see Yenna and Reba on Friday, and I think that heavily energized me. So I kind of was able to ride that. I taught that day, and I wrote, and I hung out, and I practiced, and it was pretty glorious. Yesterday, kind of all I did was go to my hospital checkup and get home grumpily in the rain. And then the entire kind of latter part of the day was just lost to the void. Because it's becoming increasingly likely that I'm going to post this vlog before having responded to a single comment on my previous video. Thank you so much to all of you who have watched my very long Cancer Chronicle video that I posted earlier this week and who have written comments. I do want to respond to those. I will at some point. I've felt sort of variously overwhelmed, but I wanted to say a general thank you for everybody who's been with me in this process in general and more particularly in that video. Okay, now I'm going to close things off. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.